we proceed to inverse trigonometric function. So, let us recall, paano ba tayo nagkakaroon ng inverse trigonometric function from your plane trigonometry? So, for example, we have the sine of, let's say, x is equal to, let's say, 0.5. How to determine the value of x? We are to we are to use inverse trigonometric function. This is the same as in your calculators, it will be sine raised to -1 or shift sine. Sine of 0.5. Or that is the same as if we are to use the term, usually nilagay sa mga libro, arc, the arc sine of 0.5. That is the same inverse sine or arc sine of 0.5. So ito yung mga tinatawag natin na inverse trigonometric function. To determine the value of x, it's either in degrees or in radian. So take note, this is your function, this is the angle. So we are to use inverse trigonometric function to determine the value of the angle either in degrees or in radian. So our sine of 0.5 is the same as 30 degrees. Yan. So how to determine the derivative of the inverse trigonometric function? So the list of formula of the derivative of inverse trigonometric functions is already uploaded dun sa Google Classroom. So let's try, for example, sine. Paano ba kunin yun? So we have the derivative of inverse sine is equal to, yan. Paano ba kunin yung ganyan? So we have the inverse sine. This is inverse sine of x. So mag-assign muna tayo, let's say assign a variable sine y. So paano natin ibabalik yon? Ito, paano nyo ibabalik sa normal form or initial form tulad nito. So inverse sine of x is equal to y is the same as, pareho lang ito sa the sine of y is equal to x. If you are to observe this pattern. Okay? So sine of y is equal to x. So kung gusto nyo kunin yung value ng y, inverse of sine of x, So inverse sine of x is equal to the value of y. Then, okay, if you are to observe this one, kung babalikan natin yung right triangle, okay, this is, your angle here is y. What do you mean by sine? So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. What is our hypotenuse? This is automatically over 1, so there is 1. So the sine of theta, so hopefully malinaw sa inyo na yung sine of y is equal to opposite divided by the hypotenuse. Okay, from your triangle. So your angle is y, the opposite is x, your hypotenuse is y. Alright, that is the sine of y. So now, from this one, we may perform the first derivative. Sine of y is equal to x. What is the derivative of sine? Derivative of sine is cosine of y. Derivative of y is dy. Is equal to x. What is the derivative of x? We have dx. So we have the equivalent of dy. Okay, what will be the equivalent of dy over dx? So we have dy over dx is now equal to, this is 1 over, we have cosine of y. So from this right triangle, what is the equivalent of cosine of y? So malinaw sa atin that we have cosine is basically adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. This is your angle y. What is the adjacent side? Ito yung side na yun. Let's say side A. By Pythagorean theorem, your hypotenuse is 1. 1 squared is equal to a squared plus the other side, that is x squared. What is the equivalent of a? A is equal to 1 minus x squared, 1 minus x squared, then square root. So that will be the equivalent of side A. So what is the equivalent again of cosine? The cosine of y, this is your angle y, is your adjacent side is side A. Equivalent of side A. And equivalent of side A is the square root of 1 minus x squared. Okay? Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Your hypotenuse is 1. So this is divided by 1. So if we are now to substitute that dito, we have the dy over dx is equal to 1 over cosine of y. What is the equivalent of cosine of y? So this is the same as the square root of 1 minus x squared. So cosine of y is the square root of 1 minus x squared. What is the equivalent of y? Equivalent of y, ito yan. The equivalent of y is inverse sine. So we have, that is the derivative of inverse sine divided is to dx is equal to 1 divided by, this is the square root of 1 minus x squared. I think ito yung formula for the derivative of inverse sine. So you can have the derivatives of every function, ibalik nyo lang siya sa normal form, perform derivation, observe the right triangle, then substitution. Alright? So let's try another example. Okay, so let's have an example for the inverse trigonometric function. So we have the function y is equal to arctan of secant x. So if we are to rewrite this one, it's the same as arctan, that's the same as the inverse tangent of secant x. Okay, so how to convert this one to its normal form? So pwede natin gawin, express as the tangent of y is equal to, we have the secant of x. So kung gagawa natin siya ng equivalent right triangle ulit, your angle is y, this is y. Ano ibig sabihin ng tangent? Okay, tangent is basically opposite divided by adjacent. Okay, so we have tangent is, or tangent of y is equal to opposite divided by the adjacent side. So what is our opposite? Opposite is the secant of x. Your adjacent side will be 1. So kalimutan niyo yung basic equivalent ng tangent, secant, and so on. So we're just expressing these values in terms of this function. And nirelate natin sila sa triangle. So we have tangent of y is opposite over adjacent. Automatically, this is over 1. So this is the equivalent of tangent y. Then we may perform differentiation. So this is now tangent of y is equal to the secant of x. What is the derivative of tangent? Derivative of tangent is we have the secant squared y. Derivative of y is dy. Derivative of secant, that is, we have secant of x, okay, tangent of x dx. So we having the equivalent now of dy is to dx. So dy divided by dx is equal to the secant of x. This is tangent of x divided by the secant squared of y. As you can see, we have two variables on the right side, x and y. We need to express y in terms of x. So what is the equivalent of secant? Okay, so finally recall what is the equivalent of secant. Supposedly the secant of y is hypotenuse divided by the adjacent side. So secant is 1 over cosine and cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So baliktarin nyo lang, hypotenuse over the adjacent. So what is the hypotenuse? If you have the side, so let's say for this triangle, what is the value of side C? By Pythagorean theorem, c squared is equal to 1 squared plus the secant squared of x. So we have the value of c will be the square root. Will be the square root of 1 squared, or this is the same as 1 plus the secant squared of x. So ano equivalent ng secant of y this time? Secant of y is hypotenuse over adjacent. The hypotenuse is c, the adjacent is 1. So secant of y is now equal to, this is the square root of 1 plus secant squared of x. So yun lang naman siya, since that is over 1. Then we may substitute the equivalent of secant squared of y dito. That is already in terms of secant squared x. So we having this is the derivative of y over dx is equal to, that is, we have the secant of x tangent of x divided by, take note this is squared. So what is the equivalent of secant y? That is the square root of 1 plus secant squared x. But this quantity is naka-squared yan. You'll be having now dy over dx is now equal to secant of x, the tangent of x, divided by, cancelling square root and squared, 1 plus secant squared of x. So you have, this is now, pwede naman y prime na lang, dy over dx. What is the equivalent of secant? That is 1 over cosine of x. Equivalent of tangent, that is sine of x divided by cosine of x, all over 1 plus, what is the equivalent of secant? That is 1 over cosine squared of x. So we may simplify. We have y prime is now equal to, this is sine of x. Okay, yes, we have sine of x divided by the cosine squared of x. Cosine times cosine. Then, simplify natin yung denominator. We have, this is cosine squared of x. This is cosine squared of x plus 1. So, we may cancel the cosine squared x. So, ano yung may iwan doon? So, we having the remaining y prime is now equal to sine, sa numerator. This is the sine of x divided by, okay, 1, or this is the same as cosine. Okay, cosine squared of x plus 1. Okay, so cosine squared x plus 1. Okay, so this will be our answer for the equivalent of y prime. We proceed to differentiation of exponential and logarithmic functions. So basically, these two are inverse. The inverse of exponential function is the logarithmic function. For example, we have the derivative of e raised to x will be the same as e raised to x dx. We have the derivative of, for example, we have a raised to x is the same as, we have a raised to x ln of a. How about the derivative of, for example, we have ln of x. The derivative of this term will be 1 over x dx. Supposedly, meron pa tayong dx dito. Yeah. So, derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x ln of a dx. This is 1 over x dx. So, let's try an example. So, for example, we have the function y is equal to 3 raised to 3x. So, find y prime. That is the first derivative. So, I think ito yung case na yan. We have a variable exponent. So, we have, okay, let us perform the differentiation. Y is equal to 3 raised to 3x. So, we can apply natural logarithm. Both sides of the equation, this is ln of y is now equal to ln of 3 raised to 3x. So that we can bring down the exponent. So it's the same as ln of y is now equal to, we have 3x ln of 3. Yan. So ln of 3 is already a constant. Constant na yan. Since wala na siyang variable, then we may now perform differentiation. I think this is implicit, performing differentiation both sides of the equation. So we have the equation ln of y is now equal to 3x ln of 3. Take note ln of 3 is constant. So we may apply this one for y. That is ln of x is 1 over x. dx. For y, that will be 1 over y dy is equal to derivative of 3x is 3 dx. ln of 3. So ln of 3, ulitin ko lang, is already a constant. So we'll be having the value of dy over dx by cross multiplication, that is 3 times, or this is now y, multiplied by 3 ln of 3. So this is dy over dx is y prime. What is the initial equivalent of y? Ano yung initial equivalent ng y? The initial equivalent of y is, that is 3 raised to 3x. Substitution, that is, the value of y is 3 raised to 3x. This is multiplied by 3 ln of 3. So, ano yung ginagawa natin from your algebra? If we have the same base, this is the same as raised to 1. Ano yung pwede natin gawin if we have the same base? Add the exponents. We'll be having y prime is now equal to, this is 3 raised to 3x, adding the exponents, plus 1, ln of 3. So, that will be the derivative of y is equal to 3 raised to 3x. First derivative. Y prime is equal to 3x plus 1 ln of 3. Let's try this one. And we have y is equal to the ln of 2x. So find y prime, or the first derivative. So this is your entire value of x. For example, the value of x is ln of 2x. What is the, or siya na lang yung u natin. Yan. Your u is equal to ln of 2x. What is your du? Derivative of ln is 1 over the value, 1 over 2x. Then, derivative of 2x, what is the derivative of 2x? That is 2 dx. So, we have the equivalent of du is now equal to 1 over x of dx. Yeah. So if you are to perform, for example, the y prime, y is equal to ln of u, this is y prime is 1 over u of du. Or ln, or natural logarithm. So we have y prime plus what is d, or kahit ano muna tayo, dy, since gumamit ako ng dx dito. So dy is equal to 1 over u du. We'll be having dy is equal to 1 over, what is our u? The value of u is ln of 2x. What is du? Du is 1 over x, okay, dx. This is 1 over x dx. So dividing both sides of the equation by dx, we'll be having now dy divided by dx is now equal to 1 over x ln of 2x. Okay, so that will be our answer. Okay, so then try this one. So we try. So we have y is equal to x squared e raised to x. Find y double prime. Okay, so which means y double prime, second derivative at x is equal to 2. Okay, so we have y is equal to x squared e raised to x. We are to apply the derivative of product. So can you recall that? Okay, we have y prime. What is our first term? X squared. What is the derivative of the second term? Okay, kung i-recall natin, the derivative of a product, u and v, is equal to, this is your first term, derivative of the second term, plus your second term, derivative of the first term. Yeah. So we have, diretso ng y prime. Y prime Your first term is x squared. Derivative of the second term was the derivative of e raised to x. That is the same as e raised to x. Plus, your second term, that is e raised to x. Derivative of the first term is 2x. So we have the equivalent of y prime is now equal to x squared e raised to x plus 2x e raised to x. That is for the first derivative. Okay? Performing second derivative. Okay, medyo pahaba yata to. So we having y double prime. Okay, for this term. First term is x squared. Derivative of e raised to x is the same as e raised to x. Plus the second term, e raised to x. Derivative of the first term, that is 2x. Okay, this is only for the first term. Plus, okay, plus, first term, that is 2x. Derivative of your second term, that is the same as e raised to x. Plus, your second term, that is e raised to x. Derivative of your first term, that will be the same as 2. So we have the equivalent of y double prime is equal to x squared e raised to x plus 2x e raised to x. Okay, plus 2x e raised to x plus 2 e raised to x. I think pwede natin pagsamahin yung term na to. So we have the equivalent of y double prime is equal to x squared e raised to x plus, okay, this 2. That is 4x e raised to x plus 2 e raised to x. So all you have to do is substitute all values of x substitute all x with 2. So we'll be having the equivalent of y double prime is now equal to, this is the same as 2 squared e squared plus 4 times 2, this is e raised to 2 plus twice of e raised to 2. Okay, so let us compute the value of y double prime. Is equal to 143.45. Okay, the value of y double prime.